Zero Authority is a community of people who believe in open source and permissionless systems. Thanks for supporting the community. Remember why you started.
We believe in this opportunity to work in Web3, and people coming in will be a massive shift.
There's a lot of opportunities that are for naught, they're lost, and their people's skills and their what they're really capable of doing is not able to be shined through right now.
Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, good night, wherever you are, whoever you are. Zero Authority is a community of people who believe in trustless and permissionless systems. Today, and I'm your host, Zero, and Huddle Stacks is taking a break today. He's visiting with family and spending time with them, and we always encourage that. Go touch grass, go spend time with family and loved ones. But today, we have another special guest, and this is a team and someone I've been following closely for a while now. We're going to talk to Matil from VelarBTC today, and they're a protocol on stacks and Bitcoin who's bootstrapping liquidity, and they also have swaps and some other cool features that we're going to talk about here. Before we jump into all these things about how did you find Bitcoin? How did you learn about stacks of Bitcoin layer 2? Why did you start building Velar? Where are you based out of? Matil, how are you today, my friend?
Really good. Happy New Year to you and your family, Zero.
Happy New Year, Matil. So glad to have you on. I've been wanting to have you on for a long time now. So I'm really stoked to see what you guys are building and been launching, and we need more DeFi applications on stacks and Bitcoin. So when I saw some of your videos talking about liquidity and Bitcoin and DeFi, I got super excited, man.
Thanks a lot, man. Thanks a lot for having me. I think this is especially like in last 2 hours the after the Grayscale ETF got rejected. I think we need DeFi more than ever on Bitcoin.
Absolutely. And not only that, right? Like there's our generation and people who believe in crypto, we need all of it. We need ETFs, we need DeFi, people who want to self-custody. We need all of this infrastructure built out. Before we jump into all of those cool topics, I just recently learned you live in Dubai, which is a crypto hub. Can you just kind of tell folks why Dubai and is it truly a crypto friendly place?
Sure. So my story is different from most people who moved to Dubai after it became a crypto hub, because I moved before it became a crypto hub. So before Velar, I was running a hedge fund called Terra Search Capital. It was an actively managed derivatives trading desk. We used to trade on perps markets on centralized exchanges in crypto, and it was a LPGP structured fund. So I was based out of India. It was not allowed to run a LPGP structured crypto fund out of India. So I moved to Dubai for that purpose. I moved in mid of 2020, like in August, just before, like few months before the bull market began. So when I moved, Dubai wasn't a crypto hub. It was like there were very few people in crypto in Dubai. That's where I met my co-founder also in Velar, Arvind. He was working at crypto.com at that time. Yeah, there were few people in Dubai at that time, but after that, like in just over a year, Dubai became the hub it is today. I think the main reason for that is its tax-free regime and the openness of the government to explore new technologies coming up in the market. I think these two reasons are the reason for the success of Dubai or in what it is today.
That's really cool. I remember back in 2021, I started seeing Da Vinci, and he's one of the very first people that told other folks to buy Bitcoin and that you should hold a little bit Bitcoin.
Yeah,
And so I had seen him living in Dubai, and I always thought maybe Dubai is one of those regions like other places around the world that wasn't friendly to crypto. So then to see him and some I think there's also some other conferences there, some Bitcoin and Web3 conferences now, and it's becoming the destination for crypto.
Yeah, for sure. Especially after the Russia-Ukraine conflict, a lot of new money flowed in. A lot of people from Europe they moved in, and especially like once people start to realize like the amount of income tax they pay in some Western countries, even in some Asian countries, it just makes sense for people to be in a more regulatory friendly jurisdiction while saving on some income taxes. So I think it's one of the reasons. That a lot of people are moving to Dubai.
Yeah, that's good stuff. And you're originally from well, you're close to India too. So we were just talking about offline here that you fly back home, which is pretty cool. I was thinking India was pretty far because it's a big country like the States too. But you said you're pretty close.
Yeah, it depends on where you fly in India from Dubai. So some western part and northern part of India are very close to Dubai. Like it's just over a 3 hour flight, and yeah, it makes very easy for folks who are moving from India to visit their family or friends for some occasion.
Very cool, very cool. So you said you started out in as a trader, and so were you trading any
Yeah,
crypto products, or was it
yeah.
just kind of TradFi?
Nah, so I have been in crypto all my career life. So I got in crypto in 2017, trading Bitcoin and Ripple and Stellar. Those three tokens were the ones I picked up initially in 2017. Made a lot of money, lost a lot of money, and then I started a dev shop. Uh,
I like to joke with Hodl Stacks, my co-founder.
yeah,
You haven't been in crypto if you haven't made a lot of money, lost a lot of money, got hacked.
got hacked. Yeah. Didn't get hacked yet. Touch wood. Don't want to get hacked now, especially. But yeah, lost a lot of money, like more than what I made in 2017 from trading. So had to get into the technology part. Like we are all in it for the techs, and started a dev shop which got converted into a smart contract auditing platform for EVM compatible chains and for ERC20 contracts. ICOs were a big thing in 2017. So we used to do smart contract development. We used to do smart contract audits for those ICO tokens. So that's how I restarted after losing all the money. And some of our clients they raised a lot of money through ICOs. So we used to, because we were trading before, so we asked them if they want to put some money with us in trading, and that's how we started our fund in a unorganized way. But then before it grew properly, I moved to Dubai, set it up properly in a regulated manner, and yeah, I was operating the fund until last year, like until ordinals happened.
Mm,
Yeah.
tell me about ordinals, man.
Yeah, it was fun. It was the best time, man. Almost a year ago, like 11 months ago, end of Jan, early Feb, my friend Arvind, he texted me that, bro, you need to look into ordinals. There were a few thousand ordinals at the time, maybe like 10,000 ordinals. No ordinals marketplaces at that time. You had to run a full Bitcoin node to inscribe ordinals at that time. So we started inscribing, started playing around with it. But it when it reached like 50,000 or 100,000 ordinals, I really felt that it could really work. Like ordinals is really good, and people were starting talks about BRC20. So I thought if this works, then Bitcoin L1 will get congested, and there will be no space enough left on Bitcoin L1 to do anything, or even for these use cases to flourish the way they are, to their fullest potential. So these use cases will have to move to other layers. So now, until now, you see that Bitcoin, even though it consists of 50% of entire crypto market cap, it's $800 billion today in market cap. But you cannot use Bitcoin in DeFi. So all that $800 billion is sitting dormant. The only way to use or generate yield on Bitcoin is through a centralized solution like crypto.com, or like Nexo, where you generate yield, or
And that's why you kind of saw the rise the last cycle of the BlockFis, the Celsius,
yes,
Voyagers,
yes.
right?
Yeah, but you know what happened with BlockFi? So people lost trust in centralized custodians, and the only other way is something like WBTC, which is a bridged version of Bitcoin onto a completely different chain. But this won't scale because Bitcoin itself has 50% of entire crypto market cap value. So if you bridge over a certain number of bitcoins to any alt chain, it can be Ethereum, it can be Solana, then they don't have enough security budget to even secure the value of the bitcoins that are being bridged onto their chain. For example, if Solana is today at $50 billion market cap, if you bridge $100 billion worth of Bitcoin on Solana, tomorrow a hacker would come and hack Solana and take away all the bitcoins. Like, it doesn't make sense. So there was a huge gap where there was $800 billion worth of liquidity sitting dormant in Bitcoin, but people don't want to go to centralized custodians, and people also don't want to go to alt chains like Ethereum or Solana. So this gap was that there didn't exist a native Bitcoin infrastructure where there are chains that use the same security budget as Bitcoin. So that means that you want to bridge your Bitcoin upon, they need to borrow security budget from Bitcoin. They can't have a separate security budget. Otherwise, you can't move a large number of assets from Bitcoin L1 to that L2. So this, I don't know why people didn't identify before, but using this, we started building Velar. Like, using this huge gap in the market, we saw this gap as an opportunity, and we started building Velar. So Velar's vision is to build the user-facing DeFi infrastructure with Bitcoin finality. So what I mean by Bitcoin finality here is that the infrastructure that Velar will use. So Velar currently uses Stacks. Stacks is a L2 infrastructure which borrows Bitcoin security and provides Bitcoin finality, and also provides programmability for us to build DeFi on top of it. So Velar's vision is to build the user-facing DeFi apps through which people can make their Bitcoin more productive. They can use their Bitcoin to provide liquidity, earn yield on top of it. They can use their Bitcoin in lending, earn yield on top of it. They can use their Bitcoin as collateral in the perp DEX that we are building, and use it as collateral to trade leverage onto their favorite tokens, whatever they want. So building this infrastructure in a non-custodial way, but also being in native Bitcoin environment is the goal, is the gap that this market lacks. So Stacks was a very good solution. Of course, there are lots of upgrades coming, and it's a long way from being perfect, but still it's a good start in the right direction, and that's why we decided to initially go to market with Stacks, and with that we built our first version, the Uniswap inspired AMM and Launchpad on Stacks.
When did you, and I've seen more conversations lately around the security budgets of like blockchains and using and bridging native assets to other chains, and that's a whole conversation that I think deserves a whole topic that I don't think in crypto circles we talk about near enough. There are people talking about it. I don't want to say that people aren't, but we don't really give it the thought that it should really deserves. If you're bridging assets to this chain and it has this market cap, does it provide the security budget or that trade-off, that risk reward trade-off where we're going to incentivize people to come hack the bridge? And I mean, we could spend a ton of time on that, but one of the things I was curious, like, how did you find Stacks and learn about Stacks? Because there's also Rootstock out there, and some other albeit not great solutions right now. I know there's like BitVM that some teams are working on, but how did you come to find Stacks?
So I knew about Stacks. It's a very old project. I mean, I even bought Stacks in 2021. I bought it at like $1.50. It went to $2.50. I didn't sell it. Came down again below $1. I lost money there, but I knew about Stacks. It existed because it was very unique in its proposition of if you stake Stacks, you receive Bitcoin. It itself is very unique proposition, right? So I knew about Stacks, but I didn't pay much attention into the ecosystem. I started paying attention when I found out about this gap in the market, and I was looking. So I looked into Stacks and Rootstock. We decided to go forward with Stacks. The reason for that is like the way they manage their bridge from native Bitcoin L1 to Stacks through threshold signatures and the open incentivization mechanism, I think is a more trust minimized way to operate a bridge, and is a little bit better than how the federated bridges in current markets operates. So I think that that particular way is more scalable to operate a bridge, of course there will be better bridges and better mechanisms coming in the future. But at that point of time in February last year, almost like 11 months ago when we started Velar, that was the natural solution for us to move forward to.
And for those listening, it sounds like you're talking about SBTC soon, that will be available on mainnet.
Yes.
For those listening, and they probably don't know what Stacks is, if you're tuning in for the first time or the replay, you don't know what Velar is. Stacks is a Bitcoin layer 2, and do you want to describe what you're talking about as far as SBTC and being able to have a truly decentralized solution to bridge Bitcoin onto the chain?
I won't say it's truly decentralized. I would say it's more trust minimized than other solutions out there in the market. Of course, there
That's
are some
fair.
solutions there, but the good thing about Stacks is that through merge mining and through this open incentivization mechanism, they also not just provide incentives to people who are accepting good transactions, but they also punish people who are accepting fraudulent transactions, for example. So allows uh, this allows a more scalable solution to manage Bitcoin finality, first of all. And talking about the SBTC bridge, also, like I said, its open mechanism is what makes it unique from open incentivization mechanism is what makes it unique from other bridges which are completely federated, operated by one group of people, and totally controlled, in a centralized custodian environment. So this unique approach from Stacks is what attracted us to Stacks, and we are looking forward to the upcoming upgrades of Nakamoto and SBTC, which also brings down the transaction time to 5 seconds, and it allows us to build more complex DeFi products. So one of the reasons we launched AMM and the Launchpad in the first version is because the infrastructure wasn't ready to build more complex DeFi products. So what we are currently building now, which is under development, is probably world's first decentralized perpetual exchange on Bitcoin, where you will be able to use SBTC as collateral eventually once SBTC goes live, and using that collateral, you will be able to trade leverage onto different liquidity pools and different tokens that we will have on the perp DEX.
Very cool. So I think this is a good time to say what Velar is exactly, and if someone is completely new and to Stacks and completely new to Velar, what is a comparable protocol like on Ethereum that you would say? Is it a combination of a Uniswap and a Curve and I don't know, an injective, or is it even something newer, since now we have this rise of Nakamoto with SBTC, and for those that haven't been around Stacks for a while, the proof of transfer consensus mechanism, it follows the block times of Bitcoin. So a lot of us, we have to wait around for the block confirmations of 10 minutes. There are micro blocks where you do some swaps and it could happen faster, but generally 10 minutes is the time, right?
Yeah.
So with Nakamoto, we're going to have 5-second block times, and I mean that's as fast as it gets. So it's going to, I believe it'll bring a whole new wave of people into Stacks and get people excited.
Yeah, for sure. That's why we are building the perps on Bitcoin, and it's aligned with the Nakamoto upgrade timeline also. Talking about comparables, there are two answers, because there is something called perception, like how people perceive us. Most people compare us to Uniswap or Curve or DYDX, like you said. But I see myself, or I see Velar's competitor as the most scaled platforms in crypto, like Binance. So what we are building a multi-feature DeFi platform with Bitcoin finality. So what we care about is to provide DeFi products to our users in a non-custodial way, where people can hold their own private keys and still participate in the DeFi products that we have, and we want to provide them on the Bitcoin native environment through Bitcoin finality. So if you compare
Mhm.
us, like how Binance operates today, which is the largest platform, crypto platform in the world, it operates multiple features. It provides multiple products to its users. It provides a swap, like a spot exchange market. It provides derivatives exchange market. It provides a yield product. It provides launchpad, all on one platform, whatever people need, but in a custodial fashion. We want to provide
Mhm.
the same experience, the same user experience, but in a non-custodial fashion, while also providing Bitcoin finality. So I know it's a cultural difference, because the culture in
Mhm.
DeFi is that for every small feature, you launch a new token. For every small product or that you ship, you launch a new token. You connect to a new dApp. Your wallet is connected to like 100 different dApps all the time. But that's not, I think, how DeFi will scale. To scale DeFi, you need to build a platform similar to how other platforms are scaling in custodial markets, like how Binance is scaling by providing all those features onto one platform, powering one token, powering one particular platform, not each and
Mhm.
every time for every different feature you bring a different platform. So I see, to be honest, like I see our competitors as the Binance of the world, where we need to change the culture of people taking charge of their own custody, and we want to provide the same user experience, because that's the user experience people want. So we want to bring that user experience to the non-custodial DeFi world.
That's awesome. That's going to be much needed. I mean, we have everyone knows about Alex and Arcadico. For those that don't know, Alex is similar to Uniswap, and they have launch pads and they trade BRC20 tokens, but they're one entity in Stacks and Bitcoin. And seeing what you guys are going to bring to the ecosystem, into the market, it's just going to be another place where people can go, and I think that's great. And we've seen the with ordinals, it also gave the rise to BRC20 tokens, which Matil, I have to I tell people, like, I never thought in my lifetime, or at least within my lifetime, I'd see like the innovation back on Bitcoin. I gotta say, man, it's been so refreshing to see ordinals, BRC20 tokens, people excited about Bitcoin again. It's been awesome. And I mean, look at the fees. I mean, people are paying. Uh, the fees have increased by 100x, and so the
Last
maxis
year,
hate that, but but
no,
you need a
it's
security budget on
yeah.
Bitcoin as well.
I think ordinals is the best thing that happened to the entire crypto market since Bitcoin. Nothing else, including uh, I don't know, like smart contracts, maybe like through Ethereum. So I would give Ethereum that. But apart from smart contracts, I think ordinals is the best thing that happened to the entire crypto market, because it not only just, like you said, it brings innovation back to Bitcoin. It's one of the reasons we started Velar, because we were so excited seeing ordinals that we got motivated enough to build on Bitcoin again, to leave everything we were doing and come back to Bitcoin, like
Mhm.
uh, come back to the source, come back to the mother chain. So it's amazing to see ordinals develop, and like we completely support ordinals as much as we can. Like I am a big ordinals inscriber collector myself, from
Mm.
very early. So not only just innovation, but it also adds to the security budget, like you said. Like it just makes the Bitcoin chain more secure through the fees people are paying through inscriptions, and through just swaps on Bitcoin L1. So I think it's win-win. Like it's
Mhm.
hyper win situation for the entire crypto market, and I would love to see how it goes, and we support it completely.
Us too. We support innovation on Bitcoin, and if you
Yeah.
believe in Bitcoin, how could you not support innovation? So I just don't get it, from some people out there. What will when so it's Velar's on mainnet, right?
Velar is on beta mainnet right now with limited
Yeah.
liquidity. We are doing some final audits. We'll go live on full mainnet this month.
Okay, full live, because I was looking at Velar this past week and did just
Yeah.
some minimal swaps here just to test it
Yeah.
out.
Yeah.
So
Just
yeah, that looks like it's all working. And then once mainnet happens here, I I also saw on your roadmap. you're going to have the token generation event too, right?
Yeah. So yeah, like I'm saying this for the first time publicly. Like we are raising our seed and strategic round right now. It's the first round Velar ever raised externally, and followed by that we'll do our TGE. So we'll launch our token as well soon in a few months.
That you heard it here first. So
This is the first.
you're dropping some alpha here, Matil. Slash your name on Twitter and the interwebs is rainfire.btc, by the way.
Yeah, I go by that name. Yeah.
Yeah, that's an awesome name. So you're dropping some alpha here, man. So with additional alpha, is there anything people can do to participate and get ready?
It's we are bringing something interesting. So we had a incentivized testnet. So all the testnet participants who are eligible will get airdrop at TGE. That's for sure. And apart from that, we are bringing something interesting for people to participate in our mainnet as well. So it will also be fun to participate and just see how innovation brews on Bitcoin.
All right, so we're going to have to wait and find out. Something fun is happening. It could be when you do some trades, you can also airdrop some ordinals, or it may be something crazy. Or if you're using Velar, the experience is great, and there may be some what I call Easter eggs, some surprises in Velar.
There will be surely be something. What it is, I can't share right now, but surely something.
All right. Well, I love it. You heard it here first. Dropping some alpha. We're gonna have to make certain clips of this because I know a lot of people are excited, and when they learn, wow, because someone I was joking with Hodl Stacks recently, and we were saying airdrop season is on Stacks and Bitcoin is going to be crazy, especially leading up to the Bitcoin halving. You have Zest, and obviously Alex is doing phenomenal. And then Velar, you have your token generation event, and I'm sure if some early adopters are using the protocol or helping to get the word out, there could be some they could be eligible for something in the ecosystem, right? And you I don't know if you've been following, but there's also the STX token that's the liquid staking token now by Stacking DAO. And so have you been following that?
Yeah, definitely. I've used it a couple of times.
Cool. So you've used Bitflow then recently?
I used Bitflow recently. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So
Dylan, I use Bitflow. I've used Bitflow multiple times. I mean, Dylan is a good friend. I use Bitflow. Yeah. Sometimes.
Okay. So that it, and then throw Velar in there as well as like another part of the ecosystem where it's going to capture some value and provide a ton of value for users in the community. So that's awesome, man. Really awesome.
Yeah, thanks a lot, man. Yeah, I mean, we have a different business model, but like all this, I see all the people building on Bitcoin currently as building like different modules of the infrastructure and like building it together. So like all of the people, I think, are working not against each other, but like together to build this financial infrastructure in the native Bitcoin environment, like I say. So it's fun to see. It's fun to see developments. It's fun to support developments happening on Bitcoin on Stacks. It's great to see, especially. I agree. Like the airdrop season, I think can be huge in coming months on Stacks, because we have our airdrop pending. We have our airdrop allocation pending from the incentivized testnet that we did. I know Zest is coming up with point system. That can be interesting. Stacking DAO has its own incentive mechanism going on. I haven't looked in detail into the incentive mechanism, but that also looks interesting.
We've talked. I talked to Diego recently. One of the things I really love about Stacks is I truly feel, and I think this could be unique, but maybe maybe Solana too, and is like this, but like people that you reach out to in Stacks, they're so helpful. And have you found that to be the case too, Matil?
No, completely. Like there's no
Yeah.
doubt, because when we came to Stacks, we were very new to Bitcoin ecosystem. We didn't know. So I come from the EVM ecosystem, so I don't know anybody in Bitcoin ecosystem.
Hmm.
Now I know almost everybody, but when we started Velar, we didn't know anybody. But the amount of support we got from the entire Stacks ecosystem is immense. I have told this on stage in London as well. Like, this is the
Hmm.
best ecosystem of builders I have seen, because everyone is very helpful. Everyone is supportive. Everyone guides you to the right person if you need something. Guides you to the right place in the right direction.
Hmm.
It's amazing. I mean, Velar wouldn't be where it is today if it wasn't from the support that we got from the current ecosystem builders and current ecosystem partners, even Stacks Foundation, people who helped us, who guided us with things. Bitcoin Startup Lab. Uh, Albert was was guiding us throughout our journey. So it's been
Hmm.
amazing. Yeah.
Shout out to Albert at the Bitcoin Startup Lab. He is amazing. And if you have an idea and you need to get some help around crafting your idea, the Bitcoin Startup Lab is great. There's also the Bitcoin Frontier Fund, and that's ran by Trevor Owens, and I know Jake Blockchain's over there. Kyle is over there. That's another phenomenal group if you looking to raise some money. Then there's the Stacks Grants from Stacks Foundation, where at the high level, they can provide some funding for some critical bounties or for critical infrastructure that you want to build. And then Hero Gamers running the D grants program, which is decentralized grants. And there's a whole new cohort for cohort one. And they're actually going to use Zero Authority platform, which we are a gig platform and reputation. So it's crazy to see all of the building blocks finally coming together, Matil. Uh, I know we're going to be running short on time here, but if we get into like some specifics for what can you do on Valar, is it going to be swaps? Is it going to be perpetual?
So, so we are building Velar in versions. So
Okay.
because Bitcoin ecosystem is also nascent, we don't know what it really needs tomorrow. So we are building one step at a time. In first version of Velar, which is going full mainnet in a few weeks, you'll be able to trade. Uh, like, you'll be able to do swaps. You'll be able to stake Velar token. You'll be able to farm, and you'll be able to. There will be a launch pad, so you'll be able to come and launch your token on the Stacks blockchain through the Velar launchpad. So this is version
Mhm.
one, and in version
Awesome.
two is the perp dex. So in version two, you will be able to use USDT or SBTC as collateral and trade on the liquidity pools that we will have on the perp dex on leverage. So we will have up till 20x leverage, where people who are holding Bitcoin or USDT, they'll be able to use it as collateral and trade leverage on their favorite tokens. But that's version two, that will take a few months to build. But version one is ready and it will go live in a few weeks.
Okay, that's awesome, man. That's really cool. Are you guys using DLC to bridge
No,
Bitcoin?
no, we are using the bridged Bitcoin available on Stacks. So currently we are using XBTC. Eventually we'll move to SBTC.
Ah, very cool. Okay, yeah, SBTC is gonna. I think that trust minimized model is gonna bring a lot of people in, and then you have the 5 second block times where
Yeah,
you use this and you're like, man, this is as fast as Ethereum or Solana.
yeah. It
Man,
could be.
being around I was here when it was called Blockstack, so to
Oh,
see,
really?
yeah, so to see Nakamoto happen in SBTC, I mean, it's just it's crazy how fast innovation can happen. It really is.
Yeah, for sure. Like, with so many people building now, so many building blocks of this infrastructure, I think, like, I've said this before on Twitter. Like, the level of development that we saw on Ethereum DeFi in last 7 years, we'll see in on Bitcoin in next 18 to 24 months, like max 2 years.
Mm-hmm. What gets you excited about you? So I know you mentioned ordinals. What about ordinals gets you excited? Was it the fact that we finally had some innovation coming back? It sounds like you. I also bought some ordinals, and I love some of the artwork, and I'm really bullish like on megapunks and stuff like that. I was also fascinated with the BRC20 tokens because that kind of just it almost felt like the ICO craze back in 2017 when you were just spinning up tokens and people were getting excited about it. So it, is it exciting just from that perspective, or do you think at Velar you want to do some other things that could be interesting with the ordinal
Yeah.
protocol?
So there are two things. One thing is why I am personally bullish on it. Second thing is how we can integrate Velar. So there are two different things. I am
Hmm.
personally bullish on ordinals because I think for the first time in the history of mankind, we have fully immutable data uh, available in the market. Like ordinals for the first time, ordinals because they are inscribed on the Bitcoin blockchain, they provide. Are you there still, or your video is gone?
No, I'm here. I'm here.
Uh,
I
yeah.
decided to blow your screen up since you were
Oh, okay.
saying something
I got
important here.
confused. So, yeah, what I was saying is ordinals for the first time because they're inscribed on Bitcoin blockchain, it provides immutable data in true sense. So the data that's on Bitcoin blockchain, it will not be edited or deleted until the Bitcoin blockchain exists. So that makes the data immutable in true sense. It didn't exist before. So the use cases for that are immense. Of course, I mean, in the beginning, you start inscribing your pets images, you start inscribing songs and stuff, but I think this is just beginning. Like if
Hmm.
you do a thought experiment on this, like what can you do with immutable data? That's the thought experiment, and the answer to that is the use case for ordinals. So these images that you will see, or all these collections that we see, or art, even art on ordinals, I think it's just very very beginning. It's not even tip of the iceberg of what potentially ordinals can become through its feature, which is the immutable data aspect. So that's my personal take on ordinals. But on Velar, we will definitely once there are secure bridges available to bridge ordinals and BRC20 from L1 to L2s, then we'll definitely integrate ordinals and BRC20 in the Velar's infrastructure as well.
Yeah, that's awesome. For me, and why I was asking that question is uh, the whole conversation probably back in 2018. I'd say actually probably 2021 about people fully embracing NFTs, and even like the NFTs where it could represent your home or your diplomas. To me, with ordinals being totally immutable, and it's actually immutable now, right? The concept with NFTs on a even on stacks or Ethereum or Solana is it was an index to this image somewhere, and that image could be changed. It could be modified. But what you have with ordinals is that you actually put the image on the chain, and so
Yeah.
when you do that, you can actually have immutable data now, right? And that's what the light bulb clicked for me. And I said, okay, you could actually have like your deeds on as an ordinal and own that in your wallet.
True, exactly. I mean, it's not just image on blockchain, it's any data on blockchain, right? And
Hmm.
this data can have insane amount of use cases. Even I don't know, like if we run a thought experiment, we'll know. Like you can do agreements between countries, or like very important agreements, historic agreements, and save it on chain. Uh, and this will help avoid a lot of conflicts, or I don't know, like it can have n number of use cases, is what I think.
Yeah, yeah, that's all. I think so too. At some point, we'll see that in our history. This conversation has been phenomenal, Matil. I'm enjoying it. I I can't wait to see like the full launch on mainnet. Before we wrap here, just want to give people. Can you give us a reminder where we could find you and learn more about Velar?
Yeah, sure. So we have our website with URL velar.co. But we are available on all social media where crypto degens are available. We are a crypto degen ourselves, so we are on Twitter, very active under the username VelarBTC. My username is rainfire.btc. We are also on Discord. We have a active, thriving community of over 15,000 people on Discord. We have a Telegram group of 3,500 people. You can find us on all these places. We are mostly available 24/7. If you have any doubts, please reach out to us.
And before I let you go here, with the Bitcoin halving event approaching, do you guys have any planned events, or are you guys just generally excited about Bitcoin halving coming up?
We definitely have an event. We are in very early stages of planning it, so I can't reveal the details because otherwise it would just mean nothing. We are still planning it, but we are planning an event soon in Dubai around Bitcoin halving for the Bitcoin ecosystem and community. So would love to have you attend the event. It will be fun if we do it. Like, we are still in early stages of planning it.
Mm-hmm.
I'll keep you posted about it, and we'll share it with the community as well.
Well, I can't wait to share that, and I think if you end up doing this event for Bitcoin happening in Dubai, it might be a perfect time for me and other degens to finally come visit and see see a lot of the cool things going on there, man.
Yeah, for sure, that would be awesome.
Yeah, and then you have to show us around there too as well.
Yeah,
and
for sure.
have some
For
other
sure.
things.
Yeah.
This has been great, Matil. Thanks so much for joining us today on Zero Authority Live, and really excited for what you're building, man. This is really
It's been
cool.
fun,
Can't wait
guys.
for
What
the
you
full
guys have
game.
been doing. Honestly, like, thanks to you for having me here and inviting us. Like, you guys have been working and pushing the Bitcoin ecosystem from much before even we came by. So and when we came after that, like, just in a year, we have almost, the narrative kicking in. So with the halving coming in and all, but like, you guys kept it going when there was no one else doing it. It was kind of, how do you say it? Like, there was no money in the market. Like exchanges were shutting down left, right, center. Like, businesses closing down. We are at the worst bear market, and still you guys kept going. Like, you guys kept Bitcoin alive, I would say. Like, it's all kudos to you all. Because you guys kept it alive, we
Thank
are
you,
able to
man.
do it today. Otherwise, like, it would like, if it wasn't for you guys, I mean, who would keep the Bitcoin ecosystem alive till now? Like, like, I know a lot of thousands of people will come and build now, but what you guys did is unparalleled. And it huge shout out to you guys for that.
Man, thanks so much. Crypto for me, and especially like Bitcoin and now Stacks, is really like giving me like the mission back in my life. So much of my time I spent working at the big four institutions, the Ernst and Youngs and KPMGs, and I as a security engineer been working in healthcare, banking, but for the first time, like, I feel like this is something that we can all work on. One, we could make a living, but two, this means more than just like a job. And we meet cool founders like you so other people could learn how to use decentralized systems, right? That's the goal. Use decentralized systems, especially if it's on Bitcoin. And I give a lot of founders a ton of credit, especially like Alex Arcadico, Bitflow, Velar, building DeFi on Bitcoin. It is not easy. When we launched Zero Authority on mainnet for the gig marketplace and reputation, there was no template, right? There's no smart contract like on Ethereum. You could just copy and paste. So all of these primitives that we're all building as building blocks, it's we're all designing it from the ground up. So it's really hard, but it's so worth it, man. And to see what you guys have built in launching here, I know how hard it is personally, because you have to build a lot of the infrastructure yourself to get it to be like a good experience for people and get them to come back. So huge shout out to you guys, man.
Thanks a lot. I really appreciate it, Zero. I really appreciate it.
Thanks, Rain. So we're gonna have to talk to you guys again here after launch, and excited for all the things coming this year.
Yeah, let's do it for sure.
We will. That sounds great. Well, you have a good one over there, and looking forward to the next one, Matil.
Thanks a lot, man. Thanks a lot again for having me. Looking forward to do this again.
Much appreciated, and we'll talk soon.
Thanks.
Take care.
Thanks, Zero. Take care. Cheers.
Bye.
Bye.
Zero Authority is a community of people who believe in open source and permissionless systems. Thanks for supporting the community. Remember why you started.